Hi, I'm Gilda Bonanno, Executive Presentation Skills Coach, and today I want to talk to you about 4 ways not to be ignored on video calls. So video calls on Zoom, on WebEx are very common in today's world, and I want to make sure that you are positioned for success when you are on those meetings or doing presentations on these video calls. So the first and most important is to turn your video camera on, particularly if it's an important meeting or a high stakes presentation. So there's a potential for very good or very bad results as part of this meeting or presentation. That would be high stakes. I want to make sure people can see you. And I know it's challenging if you're working from home or you're in an office location or you're working remote. Sometimes a lot's happening, but if you want to be seen, you need to be seen literally. You want your voice to be heard, you need people to be able to see you. So turn your camera on. You are not as impactful if people cannot see you. If you're just a box with your name in it or even a really nice photo, it's not the same as people actually seeing you. So turn your camera on. Make sure you're in a location where you have the ability to do that and where the bandwidth is enough so that your video comes through loud and clear. The second way not to be ignored on video calls is to make sure your on-camera presence matches who you are. So making sure how you show up on camera is how you show up in person, and that's all consistent and it's the same brand. And that's everything from how you groom yourself. So however you would groom yourself for an in-person, do the same on camera. Just because you might be at home or working remotely doesn't mean you don't have to get dressed and groom yourself appropriately and take a shower. And we laugh and we say that, but how many times have we been on a call and we're like, wow, did you just roll out of bed? You don't look like you took 2 seconds to get ready for this. So you want to make sure your on-camera presence communicates the same message that you would in person. Also, your background matters. I happen to have a real background here. You might use a virtual background, but the background should be professional, it should be appropriate, and should match the image, the brand that you're trying to convey. Third, you want to prepare so you can speak up. So if it's an important meeting or there's people there who may not know you, may not be as familiar with you, or you're giving a presentation as part of this video call, you want to prepare for that. What will I say? And you want to say the words out loud in your practice. You might want to prepare a couple of questions, right? There's some generic questions you could ask. You might know the topic ahead of time, so there's more specific questions you could prepare. If it's your presentation, you want to make sure you've prepared the beginning, the middle, the end, the transitions from section to section. So it's comfortable, so it's smooth, so it's fluent, so you don't have a lot of ums and ahs and pause and filler words. You want to make sure you are being heard. If it's a big meeting of your organization or your department, how can you stand out in a good way in that meeting? And a lot of that comes from preparation. If you get asked a question unexpectedly, how have you thought about, what might I get asked? Who's on this call? What might they ask me? And how could I be prepared for that? And 4, you want to show up early and stay late. So like you would in person, you get to the meeting a couple of minutes early. And when they're pulling people in from the Zoom waiting room or for, getting people on camera, there's a couple of moments for some chit chat. And also at the end, you stay late. You don't just log off immediately if it's an important meeting or there's interesting people on that call. You want to make sure you're positioned so you're able to have a little bit of a conversation if it's appropriate, either through the chat or through audio to say something to connect you with people, much like you would do in person. So these are 4 ways not to be ignored on video calls. This is Gilda Bonanno, Executive Presentation Skills Coach. Thanks for watching. See you next time.